Hello again, comic book fans. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Geezers. I am Wild Bill, your host, the Unknown Comic, and my partner in crime.
I'm Pete. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining us again. We've got actually a part 2 of our favorite covers of Spider-Man. There's a reason why we're doing part 2. So when we originally decided to do part 1, we were going to do it as three of us, so Kirk, Bill, and myself. And Bill's the one who set up the assignments. He's like, all right, Pete's going to tackle 1 through 99.
Because he had most
Kurt's
of them.
Kurt's going to do 100 through 199. He goes, and I'll do 200 plus. And when he first said that, I thought it was kind of weird because I know how much he loves, like, the 100s.
And that's why I did that, because I figured it'd take me forever to get through it. I couldn't. And it was, supposed to be 10, just 10
part 2.
Yeah,
I get it.
So after we went through it, and I saw Kirk's picks, which were horrendous. No, I'm just kidding, Kirk. I said, I really would like to pick mine as well and see the similarities or differences. So anyway, I like Spider-Man so much, so I didn't think you guys would mind more Spider-Man comics.
I don't care. By the way, we're at my house outside. We decided to
try and team up.
Yeah, for the first time in a while. So.
I didn't bother bringing the banner. The backdrop.
It's too windy anyway.
It's nice, yeah.
So we got my backyard, and we tried to do it via Zoom, but Bill's computer was having issues, so we just said, you know what, we'll just sit a few feet apart here, and we'll...
the wind is blowing.
Wind is blowing, we'll be fine. So anyway.
So I'm going to kick it off. So we're going to focus between issues 100 and, yeah. It's going to be a long video. Pack a lunch. That'll make it quick. I'm going to do that. I had to pick my very first Spider-Man that I bought off the rack. Spider-Man 176. This is such a great issue. And it got me into Spider-Man because I didn't like the cartoon. I hated Spider-Man when I was a kid. That's another story, which I won't get into. But anyway, became an instant Spider-Man fan after I read this book. And I should read it again someday. I've only read it once. So anyway, it's in there for favorite covers between issue 100 and 200. So I have every issue from 103 to 300, but I need 104. So as I'm going through the issues, like, yeah, that's cool. It doesn't really jump out. What do I like? What's a favorite so far? It wasn't until I came across 119 that I came up with a favorite cover. But it's a split tie with the very next issue, 120. So here's my first favorite cover as I'm weeding through. Even though I skip ahead and go to my 176. Here you go. Tie for number 1.
Classic Johnny Romita Sr. right there.
Yes.
They're both classic.
So
In fact, I pulled them as well, and I will not have to show them now.
Well, show them now. Show them now.
There they are.
Okay.
Out of my collection.
Nice deal. Moving right along, I have to go with 122, The Death of the Green Goblin. You're going to weed that out now, too? Okay, come on, bring it out here.
Well.
Yours is so much better than mine, by the way. Mine is considered a 1. Look how nice Pete's is. How nice and crisp it is.
Better be for the amount of money I paid for it.
It's such a beautiful cover. It's just it's a work of art. It really is. And I've needed this, if I may quote Bela Lugosi as Igor, I've needed this for always. And I just got it like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. I think it's about 2 years now. And so I'm glad that finally got it in my collection.
That probably is one of my favorite Spider-Man covers because it's just so iconic, and it's just got this. It just perfectly shows the what's actually happening.
And this is the one that happens before it.
Yeah.
Oh, you finally got this?
Oh yeah, I did. I bought them together actually.
Nice.
I bought them as a set. Yeah, they're both iconic. You just have to have them.
And that whole 120 series in the 120s, they're all awesome. 125.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Second appearance of the Man-Wolf, J. Jonah Jameson's son. But this is just great. This is because the Man-Wolf, this is his second appearance.
Yep. Great Gil Kane cover there. Gil Kane, I thought, did very well on the Spider-Man covers.
I did too. I like it. He did very good, I thought. And I love the use of yellow in the background.
So one of our viewers last week was kind of getting on my case a little bit for ranking on Gil Kane, but and I just understand that I think Gil Kane is a fine artist. He's not. There's certain characters he doesn't do well. I do not think he draws a good Hulk, and that was my point in the episode.
Or Captain Marvel as being too skinny.
Right, but he's great on the Spider-Man. So
he's great on the horror books,
horror books, and like
Voodoo, Brother Voodoo,
sorcery type stuff. Yeah, he's great on those.
So I go with issue 130. See, are we friends? Do we know each other? Look, He's picking every. We great minds think alike.
We did
kids.
not rehearse this.
No, it's why. So it's good that he's going through this. Hammerhead, Spider-Man's buggy in the background. You know. Now, did he get this because Batman had a Batmobile? I don't know. You know, it was like he doesn't need it. It sticks to walls, but here it is. And Hammerhead's a great villain. You know.
My issue's in bad shape.
You really?
His is much better. Yeah.
Yeah. This is. So, and then I like Molten Man, issue 133.
That's a good one.
And 173, which is his last appearance. He dies in this one, by the way. And so does Bob. Bob dies too, but that's a spoiler alert for you kids. Now, I was interested when Kirk pulled this out. Wasn't it this one that Kirk?
Yep.
And I thought, that's a tough one, Kirk. It's a good one. I would have picked it too. So I was pleased.
Cover. Yeah, it's a great cover.
But and it would have been a very tough. I'm going to give you this one as well because this.
They're so similar.
It's a tie. Actually, I'm going to give this the Tarantula trifecta. So I got 3 Tarantula issues. This is a tie here, a 3-way tie.
So what number is the third one you're showing?
It's 233 is the third one.
Yeah, I don't have up that high.
And this was one that I was going to pull from the previous episode, but we were all trying to stick with 10 covers, so I didn't. But this was up there for honorable mention. This is another great cover.
Meanwhile, we got 2 hawks up in the sky above us, so we're either mating or fighting.
No, it's got to be a fight, dude.
Yeah,
it's a fight.
Holy moly.
This one I like.
Yeah, it's a great one.
This is really great. You know who I got it from? This guy. It's the Beer Money story.
Here we go, once again.
This is one of the stack from the Beer Money story, which is a great cover, by the way.
Yeah, that's a landmark issue
right
there.
This is the son becoming the Green Goblin, right?
Yep.
This is Harry, right?
Yep.
Going off. This is great. There it is. Issue 136. Shame on you for not picking this, Kirk. Kirk picked this one.
I did pick that one, yeah.
And so I like this one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the pick yourself up by the bootstraps. I'm down and out, but here I'm coming back. I'm not quitting. It's a great cover. The water, the dam is breaking. You got a monkey on your back? No, I got a major flood on my back, but I'm going to get through this. Kind of like we're going to get through this corona thing.
Peter Parker gets down on his luck, too, just like anybody else.
We're down on our luck with this coronavirus bullshit, but we'll bounce back, America. Yes. Yes. The ultimate Sandman cover in my entire Spider-Man collection.
It's one of the best. I still like the one with the Hulk best when he's on top of the Hulk and he's got, but that's...
But we're talking Spider-Man.
I know, but that's
up there. But bring it up anyway. This one's for Pete. I pulled this one for Pete because...
You knew I was going to pull it too, right? Because this is my favorite Doc Ock cover.
Yeah. But I also want to go off on a tangent, and there are so many awesome Spider-Man covers where Doc Ock is high up above choking the shit out of Spider-Man in some other fashion, some way or form.
Yeah.
It's always heights and tentacles around Spider-Man. I love it.
Yeah.
Another trifecta for you.
There you go.
Okay? All right. Coming back to the following issue of 176, I got 177. I also bought this off the rack as a teenager, and I was lucky to get it because I really wanted to know what happened at the end of the other issue. So this is great. And this is also interesting because Spider-Man is not on the cover. No. But we got his little bat light here. And more another Batman reference. You don't need to compare this guy to Batman. Why has he got so many Batman similarities? You don't need a Spider-Man searchlight. Another wonderful Green Goblin cover.
Yeah.
Really doesn't deserve to be picked, but I like it anyway. But I needed something in here that just to show you guys. If you appreciate the Green Goblin as much as I do, you have to see it. The Ultimate Death Trap cover.
Oh yeah, we've seen this before.
Is he going to get out of it? And this is a lie. Marvel's TV sensation. It really wasn't. It was.
They wanted it to be though.
It wasn't as good as Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. This was actually an abomination. This was horrible.
The TV show?
Yeah. Well, because it didn't have special effects. He had ropes. You could see the ropes when he was climbing.
I think it had potential, but yeah. It's,
And Peter Parker was 35 years old.
Yeah.
He wasn't a teenager. They picked a guy that was too old looking.
Yeah.
Should have been a younger looking guy.
That's great.
I was glad that they tried to do it. I was sad. It didn't make it. It's interesting. With these books I'm showing you, I bought this off the rack too. 187. Love this Electro. So we still got that. How many times are you going to brainwash me? 189. I love this cover, man. This is the Man-Wolf, all bandaged up like a mummy, believe it or not. Marvel's TV sensation. Really? Still 35 cents, huh? That means you're going to jack me up someday, huh? Yeah, 40 cents. Here you go. Man-Wolf again. This is right around when my Spider-Man subscription started. I think it actually started with this book right here. It was either this one or 188. I can't remember. But anyway, we're moving right along. Still 35 cents. Not anymore, kids. 40 cents. 1979, the first Black Cat. And
they didn't stay 40 cents for too long.
No.
That's like, there's very few 40 centers out there.
Then they went back to 35 cents. No, I'm kidding. This is 35 cents. This is issue 181. I pulled this to honor Kirk, because Kirk likes our heroes in front of tombstones.
There you go. Oh,
so I said, hey, what about this one, Kirk? And we got villains up above. Notice Doctor Doom.
I was just going to say that. Not a real Spider-Man villain.
I have a couple of issues of Marvel Team Up where they actually team up together, and that's the only presence at all of Doctor Doom in any Spider-Man books that I have. Why isn't this the Green Goblin? It should be the Green Goblin. I don't know. It works, but it should be the Green Goblin. Now, I don't know if Doom is in this story. I haven't read it in a long time.
I don't remember.
But everybody else is appropriate.
Yeah.
You know?
Another good Gil Kane cover right there.
You could have did I thought that was kind of a major.
Mysterio, could have done the Goblin, anybody, right?
Craven the Hunter,
yeah.
the Vulture.
Yeah.
Who else?
Not Doc Doom.
No.
I think Doc Doom always thought Spider-Man was kind of like
it's interesting. You got two Docs next to each other, but
yeah, well, there you go.
I don't know. I thought that kind of missed it there with that. This is also in honor of Kirk, with his rocking around the clock storytelling covers. This is issue 140.
What's the name of that villain again? The Grizzly.
The Grizzly.
Yeah, the Grizzly.
Grizzly. I like how we got you covered from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night here on the channel. Right. With his work on those webs. 12 o'clock we got our hero. Rock around the clock covers. Marvel did this rock around the clock stuff pretty good. I like this one too. This is in honor of Kirkster, the other geezer. Still 25 cents. Yeah, right. Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man, issue number 1. A great cover. It's probably my favorite Todd McFarlane. I bought the first 12 issues of this run when it came out. Got 2 copies of this. Hit me up with expensive offers and I'll think about it. Marvel Tales, going off on a different tangent. Marvel Tales. Now, I don't know if this is a replica of a previous Spider-Man cover.
Well, in a way it is. So that is actually a replica of issue number 38. However, in issue number 38, Spider-Man did not have his mask on.
And his body is facing the earth, right?
Facing it, he's dragging him. So it's very similar, but it's different.
Yeah. But it's the colors. I just picked this up like 2 years ago at a flea market, man. What a steal. The colors are great.
Yeah. It's worth having just because the cover is different.
It's iconic,
yeah.
You know. And it's got the great colors. And this, Pete showed this off in the last episode, and I was going to put it away, and I was like, I like this cover so much. But this shows you the variance from the original. I like this. Really is a good. And I got this from Pete when he picked up the other original. Right? Is that when you unloaded this on me?
Yep.
So this is a great score for me because I didn't have it, and it's a classic cover. So it has to be in this episode, damn it.
That one's different too.
Yeah. Is this the first Prowler issue appearance?
Yeah, but again, the cover is different. Yeah.
Yeah,
they changed
from the original.
Right, yeah. But that's very cool too.
Right, the colors are different, right?
Colors are different. The
pose and action is the
it's
same.
a little different. It's a little different. Yeah,
right.
They've changed, just like the other one with the Goblin, they changed it up a little bit, which is cool. So it makes sense. Like if you own both of them, no big deal.
This is the original for issue number 82 with Electro, and we've talked about this story before. This is the original cover. This is Marvel Tales from like 1975 or 74, but this is the original cover for Amazing Spider-Man. But this got lost in the mail, so they came up with a different cover. I didn't pull it, because we've told this story before, but this is an awesome cover.
I love that cover. I think that's great.
Now, something I think is interesting, Spider-Man Index. Issue number 1. Another great cover, and it's got a back cover, which is kind of a throwback to the first appearance of Amazing Fantasy.
Number 15. Yeah.
Number 15, right?
Yeah.
So I thought this was cool. This is printed like from 1987. This is more like an index thing. This isn't really a comic on the inside. It's more like a hit list, little rundowns of people and stuff. Would you want to show some things?
I can do that.
Okay, I got a couple.
So here we have number 100. So
Yeah.
again, and if you watched our recent Thor episode where we talked about Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta, we showed you a cover where you had Thor in the middle just like this, and then all around you had all this collage of black and white images of his main cast of characters and villains. So very similar here. You can see like Kingpin back there, Mary Jane, Harry, the Goblin. I mean, you know, all the usual suspects.
Hold on there. Put that back up, please. See, now, if I had known... See, we don't talk before we do these episodes. If I had known, I would have pulled my Marvel Tales.
Which is different.
Which is issue 100.
Right.
And it's everything is in reverse, meaning whatever's black that you see here is yellow. So it's predominantly a yellow background cover on Marvel Tales, and all the black is yellow and all the yellow is black.
Cool.
So it's definitely cool. All
Before we went on the air, we were talking about this.
We were. Okay.
Because Bill actually went and picked up some early old Spider-Man issues recently. I asked him, I said, have you gotten 101 yet, or how much is it going for? And then what did you say?
I heard, well, cheapest is like $300 to $600. It's like it's over, $400. It's like it's not worth it to me. I can't see that.
So I got this like 2 years ago, and again, it was costly, but it was nowhere near that. But as soon as they announced the
title of the movie coming out,
the Morbius movie coming out,
anything Morbius, you can't even get a hold of this first appearance from Adventures into Fear.
Yeah,
that's like going up, and it's like.
This is one of my favorite Gil Kane covers, and of course, it's got the Spider-Man with the extra arms.
I need that book too. Yeah,
it's
and then the next one after it is also got Morbius Part 2 of the story. That's going up too, 102.
So here we got the Gibbon. I always really dug this cover, and I thought it was a kind of a cool story. And then one of my favorites.
Nice. Yeah, I know this.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't pull it.
Yeah. All right, so here's this great slugfest between Luke Cage and Spider-Man. Of course, Jonah Jameson is behind this whole battle.
It's
right
a setup.
And here we got the second appearance of the Kangaroo. I bought this off the rack back in the day.
The first appearance is almost the same pose.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
The foot stomp. This is a good one I was going to pull as well.
Yeah, I just did. Even though
didn't Kirk pull this?
I think he did.
Did he? Yeah, I think he
remember.
did. That's why I didn't pull it.
It's notable because you got, even though it's kind of like a bait and switch.
It's the collage of
It's
characters.
a collage of all of them. You're never going to see them together. And I pulled this one. This is a later appearance of the Shocker, who I dig as a villain. That's a cool cover.
I think I put that one back.
And then my last one that I pulled, I absolutely love this Kingpin cover from 163. That's just a great battle.
168's a good one, too.
It is. Yeah.
I thought this is actually the cover, sorry. This is the one I was thinking
of.
And
the fight in here is great. And, not long after, the Kingpin would really move on to Daredevil. You wouldn't see him in Spider-Man much anymore. They were speaking of the Shocker, right? That's a recreation of the first
King
appearance.
Size Special, number 7.
Yep.
I love this cover, man. This is a great looking book.
And again, different from the original appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. Subtle differences, different colors, different background, but it's basically the same action shot is happening.
Yeah, with their...
Bill just got this not long ago, yeah.
Got this like 2 years ago. I needed this. Giant Size number 1.
Great cover. Story, not so much, but the cover is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
And it's just like, why put such a great cover together like that kind of hints at what's going to be inside? And then you get inside.
It's kind of like Caddyshack with booking Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, but yet they're not really interacting in the movie.
Not at all.
Because they hated each other in real life. Can't say I blame Bill Murray, but that's another story.
That's good.
I love the web, the fire web. Like, the Human Torch is showing Spider-Man a thing or two about weaving webs. It's a great cover. The last of the giant size issues of Spider-Man. Very cool.
Those two could never be friends.
No.
They too similar.
Two hothead teenagers. Yeah. Too much testosterone flying around. And wrap it up, kids. More monsters. Giant size superheroes featuring Spider-Man. Did they ever make a second or a third?
No.
Not that I know of, right? So if they're out there, I want them. Anyway, guys, this is it. This is the rest of my favorite Spider-Man covers, Part 2. I'm Wild Bill from Comic Book Geezer saying thanks for being here. As always, we thank you for your subscriptions, your comments, and everything else. Keep them coming, and we'll see you next time.
And I am Pete. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon with more Comic Book Geezers from Lockdown.
All right,
Take
be
care.
good. We'll
Bye-bye.
see you. Bye.